Hello.
All right. All right, so welcome everyone. Tonight is Tuesday, April 7th, 2015, and this is the Advisory Committee Board. We're going to spend this evening going through the various warrant articles and assigning names to each. And so the whole point of that is that if questions arise while at annual town meeting and there's a question from the field, we are in position, between us and the selectmen, are in position to answer various questions. Our standpoint, namely from a fiscal standpoint, the selectmen from the greater big picture. If it happens to be a planning board article, for example, oftentimes someone from the planning board will also get up and weigh in. But we just need to be ready to answer, why we voted the way we did, or the merits of a various.
Now, I have one question. There are two articles that we were unable to reach a consensus on.
We have one from each side.
Okay, that's what I was going to. That's what I was going to ask. Do we have one?
I had the same question.
Do we have one for each side, or do we just?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there's that. Like
right.
That one.
All right. I think I know which one I.
Those ones are ripe. I mean, those have neon lights on them that there's a chance that we are going to get asked.
Right.
What did There's no vote. So, and I think one of them. Well, yeah. So how does it fall in the whole issue that you had to deal with?
Well,
are you? I know you're completely exonerated. It was determined that you're...
determined that I'm exonerated. It may be necessary to explain that we voted one way and then we voted another way, then because Bill was on the board, we voted, I don't know.
I'd work off the final.
What?
Yeah, the final vote.
That's going to confuse
Yeah.
people if we start
Yeah,
going
and the
around
less
circles.
is more
And
in
you've
terms of
been
answering.
clear,
Short, concise.
objective, so you really don't need to explain. I think you're...
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
Although I would be prepared for somebody who knows
Yeah,
that he
somebody
lives on Main
challenging.
Street.
Right.
To bring it
Isn't this
up.
like, yeah. Yep.
All right, so we each have a packet here, and there's we've got the selectmen's statement is in there, the advisory statement is in, and then we have the warrant articles. So I will absolutely step up and take articles out of the gates.
But you're afraid I was going to do that?
No,
It's a joke. An inside joke.
No. I'm sorry.
I've got under me.
You're okay.
I may at the end of the meeting want to copy a couple pages out of somebody's.
Absolutely.
Article 2. Who's up for Article 2?
You know what, anybody, somebody
Anybody
do,
can do
because
that.
they never have to explain that one.
Well, so in Whitewater that's our septic, right? Or
Yes.
wastewater
Yeah.
plant. I mean, I'll take that one. That's fine.
Article 1.
I can take that one.
Oh, that's pretty. I
Oh,
don't think
Easy ones
anybody's.
for the new guys.
I think that one we can give to Bill.
Thanks, Joe.
I think.
But that's like 100-page document.
Yeah, but the
wasn't it?
chances of anybody standing up and
Say,
asking
hey, on
why.
page 48.
I will take Article 4.
Yeah, I think you might get a question.
Yeah, I think you will.
You
Well, kind of a question, right? You think we might get?
But now, that's a split decision, so don't we need somebody?
Yeah, let's talk Article 4 for a minute.
Julie's version.
So,
All right.
what about Article 4?
Well, that's a split one.
Yeah.
So if we.
You have to have both.
We have to have
Somebody,
both.
if someone asks, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't, I plan on presenting
Both sides?
Both, I'm not gonna, I don't plan
Oh, all
on
right.
weighing in on my personal
Oh, okay.
belief on that.
Okay, then I-
feel very comfortable with you
Yeah.
framing it however you.
You can frame it, because it was basically,
How would you
Sounds
frame it,
good.
if you don't mind me asking? Like, I mean, in terms of, you know, like,
Yeah, so I presume the question is gonna be, you know, advisory, can you comment on the no recommendation, the fact that it's 3-3? And I'll simply say that, you know, this is a year where the first time in a long time we've had, you know, any type of article specifically for snow and ice. There's some philosophical differences between advisory and selectmen. Presently, the amount is $370,000. We were leaning on having it at, you know, 270. You know, we went back and forth, and then that in combination with, you know, a new member coming onto the board, that's how we ended up at 3-3.
I wouldn't say all that.
I wouldn't either.
I separate.
Too much.
You asked me off the top of my head.
No, that's okay, that's why, I mean, so that we can,
Right.
presenting the board, so.
Yeah.
The what and the how, and the what is, we had 180.
Is the free cash.
Or something,
Yeah.
we had the 100 up front, you add that up, but we actually spent 550. So the difference is, now, how do you pay for that? And the how is where there was some
Free
difference.
cash
Right.
or the 100,000.
And I'm not sure I understand that, but that
The
would,
Yeah.
the question may come in the form of,
I mean, we're
why
not
did you
against
pay?
ice
In other
and
words,
snow.
in your open meeting, you decided such and such, because that's a matter of public record. The selectmen decided they wanted to add an extra $100,000 to their slush fund. Why did you not outright?
But I don't
do
understand
that?
how we need to address this. So how did they add an extra 100,000 to their slush fund?
They wanted to keep the 100,000 in
The snow and ice
and raise it to
And raise
370.
it.
deficit.
yes.
Okay, but the snow and ice deficit isn't real money. It's tax, what do you call it? It's
It's a budget allocation.
The ability.
I'm
Yeah,
feeling
it's the
better and
ability- it's-
better about your answer.
no, David, you know, forgive me because I've really looked into it and I'm not, this isn't my forte. I'm not a, you know, municipal guru.
No, I don't want to
But-
take up your time, I just...
No. Tax, it's available levy if we need it. But if we don't need it, which we don't because we utilized everything out of free cash to pay for the bill, it doesn't roll into next year's taxes.
You're talking about the 100,000.
Yes, the snow and ice
It
deficit.
rolls into next year's free cash, though.
No, it doesn't though.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I believe it does.
Yeah.
How does it do so?
Let me see if I'm
Because
telling you probably
it's a
more than I
reserve
know,
on free
but-
cash already.
Can say that again? I'm sorry.
It's a reserve on free cash already.
We're setting
When you
aside,
set your 250,000 free cash target, you're really setting a 350,000 free cash target.
Because you have
got that extra
100,000 set aside
100,000 in
for
free
snow
cash.
and ice. Right.
So the selectmen want a tax to get 350,000 for the snow budget, and to have that 100,000 that you
Stay there.
reserved for the snow budget
Right.
Where
roll
it is.
over into free
Right.
cash.
Right.
Okay.
So just straight budgeting, it's almost like you pay it out of the dollars that were set aside for the snow and ice, or do you pay it out of free cash, is essentially what you...
Okay.
No,
No, because the
you're
100,000 is the
taxing
free.
an extra $100,000.
But it's, I thought you were just putting the capacity into tax if you needed to. In other words, we roll into the next fiscal year, we don't need it because we've spent all of our free cash to pay it, so I don't think it goes into free cash.
Okay. You had in FY15 budget $180,000 under DPW. And on that front page, you have another $100,000 in FY15 budget for a total of $280,000. You spent a total of $550. Your FY15 budget in these two locations provides $280, which means your shortfall is just $270.
Yeah.
So why are we asking for $370 here? And that's
Because
that extra.
you're not You're not
you're-
counting
you're-
for that.
you wanna
You're
leave that
paying
in
for it
there.
out of it, exactly.
and you say, I want that to go to free cash, and I want to raise taxes to, because when that goes to free cash, then this 270 becomes 370. And I'm gonna get all that from taxes. I mean, that's your motion I voted for, I think.
Yeah. Well, that, and it sounds, I mean,
Not knowing whatever is exactly
Would you
voted for,
prefer
but I
to
think
take
I
it?
figured it
no,
out.
I absolutely don't want it, because I don't feel like I have I thought I had it, and I was working more off of the turnbacks, and the fact that I think I think there's gonna be enough turnbacks there.
Well, that's,
So,
Well, we'll get it all
It would be
straight.
like
There won't be
budgeting.
any turnbacks for snow and ice now.
I know, but that's
You
my
won't need 'em.
point. I
You
know,
won't need 'em.
I know.
So the turnbacks will all go to free cash too.
That's why I
Your
felt like you can't have
100,000
your
will
cake
go
and eat
to
it
free
too.
cash.
That's
The
what
100,000
I
you
said
set
last week.
aside will go to free cash. And all the turnbacks will go to.
yeah.
And so the free
And-
cash will go up, and it will go
And-
close
But it's gonna go up
to guidelines.
because the
that's
floor,
what
I thought we
Guidelines
just
are
carved it out of the
observed.
budget. It was like, it's
That's
there if you need it. If you
philosophical.
don't need it, it
But how do you get it into the budget?
you.
Where did you carve it from? Say if you carve it into the budget, from where? Where's 100,000?
But
What does
it's
it
levy
show up
capacity. It's levy capacity. So you say, I can tax up to 2.5%.
But we are
but we already-
reducing, well,
That's so
I
it's,
voted the same way you did, but we're reducing the excess levy capacity because we are actually increasing what we're levying by that amount. So Dave is right that it's being taxed. It's coming from taxation.
From taxes.
Am I correct?
but
Yeah, no, I
if we
think
don't
for town
utilize it
meeting,
though,
We need to
we
explain the,
can't.
You said Julie had the explanation.
yeah.
Oh.
we need to explain
we
the
in-
five.
I'm sorry, I want to get it right,
So
and
here's,
it's bothering
here's the
me.
thing, guys. We're gonna, I'm gonna
You're gonna do it. You're gonna figure
I'm
it
gonna
out.
do Article 4,
Yep.
and I will spend time with Julie.
Okay.
And you'll be able to report
And you
back
may
to
want to
us
have one
on-
Please.
PowerPoint slide
Exactly.
to say 550, the FY budget 15.
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility.
Get a picture of a
FY line
pie.
item.
slice
Oh, we
like
got
this.
pie, yeah.
I know.
So we're talking this, and
Yeah.
the
Sorry, I
selectmen
just-
elected to,
No, it's,
No, but Sasha,
Seems like it's a-
we're all kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah, we are.
But because, you're absolutely right.
oil.
I mean, so first of all, last year's warrant
it's.
didn't even have an article for snow and ice.
Right.
Not only do we have an article for snow and ice,
But we have a set aside.
we have an article that's covering
Maybe that doesn't.
100% of what we owe, not accounting for the 100 on the front
Right.
and not accounting for any
Turnbacks.
turnbacks.
I know.
It is
And,
extremely.
really, and this is off the point, and then we have to raise our free cash limit. So,
Yeah.
tax for that.
No, I understand.
So where-
That, the free cash thing, I understand. It's just the 100, I don't understand the snow, and I obviously, I thought I did. Now I'm up
we're
to.
just-
We don't sound like any of us do.
Yes, Ted.
Actually,
Not to make this more muddy, but on FY 15, it says that snow and ice was budgeted for $108,109. We've been using 100,000 in conversation. And
Yeah,
That's what
so,
it actually came in at.
so really, you have whatever Harold had back here plus the 108.
The 108 is after the fact.
It's- yeah.
You can't believe the fiscal, Julie changes those after. What you need to do is get the last version of the budget before you close the warrant. That's what you were thinking.
This changes?
Yeah, the stuff you get this year has changes made to last year's stuff
Even though
that
it
you don't
says-
know about.
Even though it says budgeted fiscal 2015?
Yes.
Yeah, but some of those numbers, I mean, it makes sense. You're guesstimating, and that, because you have to, because it's futuristic, so, you know, you're doing the best you can. It's like your excise tax. It's-
Yeah, but somewhere you should have a record, and when I was doing this, I always kept a record of the last spreadsheet before the warrant.
Okay, fair
Because
enough.
that's what we were thinking. And then I was surprised to see how different
Changes. Okay.
fiscal 15 appeared on the budget. So the next spreadsheet,
we
the
will
next.
have a little
Okay.
tutorial.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, that's a good thing
Still
for us to
learning.
meet
I'm so
before the
sorry. It
board.
just frustrates it's true or not, I
Yeah.
don't have this nailed down yet.
Moving.
But you're gonna help me out on that one. Thank you.
Article 5. Ted, Joe, this is a nice easy one, I think.
I'll take it.
Yeah, Joe, take it. I'll take the next easy one.
I'll do
Okay.
7.
Alright, so Ted's got 6.
Do I have six? Is that
I'll do
easy?
7.
I don't think
Oh,
I
yeah.
should do 7
Yeah.
because I'll probably
Connie,
speak from the floor.
On both, just like you, because there's no recommendation,
Connie has 7.
and that's easy, really.
Yeah, it is.
Article 7 is?
Yeah,
If you-
just to explain, the three, the. I
Which
mean,
became 3 to 3.
Well, no, stay 2 to 2,
Just 2
because
to
we
2.
didn't revote.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, the
We
motion to
voted not to
revote
revote.
was
Oh, we voted no, oh, that's right.
Yeah, the
Okay,
motion
it's just a
to
step.
revote
Okay,
failed.
yeah.
I didn't feel equipped enough to levy or something that.
That's what Ryan's made.
Article 8. I'll take it. Ooh, that's good.
Now we get into the-
And how did you vote on that one? Disapproval?
We all
We all voted
article.
against.
I think
I don't
everybody
think, I
voted.
think
I think it was rather unanimous against.
What's-
Which, what's that? Which one?
The Still River Lights.
Yeah, that was unanimous.
That was
That
unanimous.
was unanimous?
Yeah.
Okay.
We all disapproved it.
I just don't remember, because
Why does it say?
it won't say unanimous. It'll
Well,
say
so
approved or disapproved.
my take on that, and maybe this is personal,
Says
a
majority.
personal take, but the reason that I disapproved it was because I feel like it's,
A waste of money.
yeah, it's a waste of money, it's a Band-Aid, it's not gonna solve the bigger problem that's at that
No, and that's
intersection.
not personal.
Okay.
That's throwing.
Practical.
Good money, yeah.
That was my, okay, good. I just
Further,
wanted to raise
such
it.
if the road is deeded over to the
Right.
state,
Then they'll
Right.
take
Yeah.
why appropriate money for
Right.
improvements?
Fair enough.
when that's on-
Yep,
or at
And
least
that, what they want to do is a
positive.
Band-Aid anyways.
Yeah,
okay, so that's-
Article 9.
Who took 8? You did that?
Yep.
This just brings things into
What's
line.
9?
Should I take that?
It doesn't matter, yeah, nobody's gonna,
No.
they might just ask about,
Ted's
they
got
might remember
9.
something about other maps.
All right, Article 10.
I'll do it.
Oh,
Thank you,
Good work.
sir.
wow. Stepping up, that is a beast.
I feel bad about snow and ice. I'll take the planning board article.
Well, look, I mean, that is a beast. That goes on for 3 pages. starting.
Great. No, it doesn't.
I can't
No,
just simply approve
Well,
that
we
map
count
either.
front back.
It's fine.
But that was a good snow and ice amendment you had. That we all voted on.
Yeah, did you like that? Apparently, well,
Carol or Jonathan can help you about that.
All right. Oh, I'm
yes,
sorry.
I
Yeah,
read it.
oh,
I read the
Article,
whole thing.
that's,
Wow.
I'm all set.
oh, that's right. Oh, I misspoke. Article 11 is the beast.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, what are you talking about?
That is a beast.
Oh, well, why is that such a beast?
Maybe
Well,
town
this is-
council should
I mean,
Yeah.
Dawn
It
would
just goes
speak to
on
this.
forever.
Yeah.
introduce some year's town council. I'm not saying.
The selectmen would speak to this. They were really the ones
All right.
involved.
I'll go,
Connie.
only because we,
You
when
bet.
you don't defend your personal idea, you just say this,
Oh, yeah. Well,
you know,
This
it's
is
just,
because nothing is in place and
Somehow-
whatever,
Yeah,
and that's all it is.
From
Really
our
easy.
standpoint.
all right. Article 12, sick
Put this in
leave.
here when Joe and I got here. or something.
Huh,
I'll take
I
that.
can't do that, and I can't do 13.
Brad,
13?
Why don't you do 12? Brad?
Yeah, I've got 12. I'll take 13 too.
Then we see.
No.
13 and
Sorry, I
15.
didn't.
14, 15.
Culverts, it's not, you know.
Oh, culvert.
You- you-
That's
Yeah,
engineering.
there you go, Ted.
Ted, both of
Ted.
them, both Ted, 14 and 15.
Article 16.
I'll take that.
Oh, okay.
17, DPW Works expansion.
We all voted for that one.
I can't, I have
Well,
that.
you're good.
Who's taking that one?
Me.
Okay. Connie, 17. All right, we are at 18. You might as well have that one too, Connie. That's essentially,
Yep,
Who has?
I have 17 and 18.
all right, 19. Town hall lights.
I'll take that.
All right.
That's a big heavy one.
The dam
Oh, boy.
repair.
I'll take it.
Thank you, Connie, thank you.
I'll go out with a bang this year.
What was your ultimate recommendation on that?
Disapproval.
Yeah, we
We
disagree.
just felt like they were, you know, it's not like we don't want it
I
done.
just have an older
You know,
version.
how come, why wouldn't this fall under DPW? Why, I mean, as they did the roads over, I wonder how much it would charge to do that, or cost him to do that?
Again, it's a light and a half.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it's, yeah, you should have pulled that, but,
You shouldn't cascade projects like that.
Oh, yeah. All right. 21.
that word.
Land lease for solar facilities.
It's not that there might be that.
Yeah, but it helps.
Something that's.
I'll take it.
You've got the land lease for solar?
Yep, we'll have to talk.
I was gonna say Ted could do that, but maybe he couldn't.
Well, I don't
because
know,
he's on that
could
committee.
you do that one, or is it a conflict? No.
No, I don't, I'm just an advisor, but we
Should you
can talk.
speak to it then?
Well,
And
if you
you
know
can-
it really
If
well.
you know it, would, I don't know, are you comfortable taking it?
Yeah, I should be.
You should.
I'm the thick of it.
Because I think you speak energy well, but I thought you were not saying anything because you didn't want to.
No, take the truth.
All right,
All right, Ted's on 21.
all right, Ted's,
22. Tax. I'll take it.
Good.
You've got 22?
Mhm.
Good.
Well,
Boy, I'd like to take 23, but maybe because I was originally in the
I
group
didn't approve.
that pressured
I'll take it,
Larry into submitting it.
I'll take one.
All right. 24.
I'll take that one.
Okay.
And
See, I just-
23, I would like to know, on 23,
Yeah.
what would you say, Stasha?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have any?
Yep, absolutely. Give me a question to answer, honey.
No, I
Was
mean,
our
if
feeling
someone-
as an advisory committee on that, or,
Why your advisory? for-
yeah,
Yeah.
why we approved,
Why do you approve the gas pipeline?
the resolve that we're not
The
in favor
resolution
of it.
that will never even entertain in the future
We're never gonna
anything.
do it.
Oh, yeah.
My short answer to that is that there's no financial gain to the, and we have everything to lose. We have our
That's how I feel.
pristine lands, and, you know, there's
Yeah.
nothing financially to gain from it.
Pristine land,
Maine
goes
doesn't
buried
count.
underneath land.
There's an easement, or, you know,
Maine
clearing,
doesn't
I'm gonna fight on camera.
No, I just, I,
That's what it's.
No, it's gonna, yeah, it's
People
bad.
in Maine may need it, I'm going, too bad.
It's gonna run right through our beautiful land.
Yeah, good for me. Look, if you,
Pardon me, who
It's
had
gonna cause
24?
us all the inconvenience, and we don't get anything. We can't even tap.
you do 24.
Yeah, look at those
Stasha-
people in East Village. They
Stasha-
You have to be a good citizen.
Well, wasn't that was 24?
Stasha, you were taking 24 too, right?
Yes, I'll take 24. So my, I mean, this is currently, the,
Yeah, it's
The
just
law-
asking that it not
it's asking that
change.
we not change it out of, taking land out of that
Right,
Yeah.
category.
yes.
And I feel that it is in parallel to the,
Yeah, they go together.
the resolution regarding
And the
pipeline.
Halliburton Enabling Act actually overrides both of those.
Okay, wait a second, maybe you should talk about this.
No, you don't want me to get into my feelings about Dick Cheney.
Okay, I'll take it.
He's been out of office now for quite some time.
This is ghost, like a vampire.
Actually, he's come back pretty strongly since that heart transplant.
He didn't have one before.
I mean, we're gonna buy some
Yeah.
quick patch and.
Yeah, who's gonna take that?
It's gonna be an easy one.
Yeah, which one? You wanna take it or should I take it, Ted? I'll take it.
You take.
Sure.
All right. Who wants a liquor license?
I don't know why we have.
I'll do that, because,
Because you're like,
because, well, no, I know we went through, and I can't imagine
This is.
if
Yeah, I know.
other
Full scale,
establishments in
not just
town can sell liquor, why can't you?
yeah.
I mean, they have liquor license. Freddie Freitas has one he's sitting on, he's had for years. Doesn't use it, but he's got a liquor license, why? Right? I mean,
No, I agree.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Greg Slater's in business, he's built that business
Right.
up.
I would have held him up to subdue his sign in order to get his liquor.
Yes.
but you remember the controversy around it? It came in at one thing, and then when it went up, it was like something totally different.
That's the whole story
Yeah.
of
That
whole
building.
Venture there.
Yeah, that whole building, but anyway, yeah. No, I mean, it's a local business and we don't have
All
many.
right, 27. 27, I'll take that. It's never gonna land on.
No.
Yeah.
28.
They're gonna roll it out of order.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a little bit tough one.
28 at the bottom?
Yeah. I'll take
Well,
that
by the
as well.
time we get, you probably won't have to answer to it at all.
They'll probably pass
What they
over.
said is you can't do that.
Yeah, I
The
think
town
it's.
council said you could.
The town council ought to take that one. It's
Right.
There is
Well, and
a.
that's the thing, is a
people
lot
can
of
always
these, it's
ask
not gonna be us
advisory.
speaking to them, we're just ready if
Yeah.
somebody
And the
says, hey, that's what you
sponsors,
want.
the sponsors may well withdraw that. That's what Don said.
But our,
Right.
No, one of the major purposes of advisory is to be an independent source of advice to town meeting from the
Right.
selectmen and
Right.
town council.
Right.
So you've always got to be ready to
Sure.
give your
Defend what
Oh,
you
sure.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
All right, and I'll take,
I'll take
so,
29. You want
all right, you know-
Brad?
I was just gonna take, yeah,
Let's look.
Last three.
Let's do that.
all right.
The last one, I don't
They're
know,
all,
just pro forma, isn't it?
pretty much, yeah.
What guidance do you have in preparing for answers to questions we don't have?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna jinx myself, because this is gonna be my fourth meeting, this is the fourth time this has gone through. The ones that I've taken, I've never been questioned, understanding the pros and cons of both sides, and I think that's the thing, is, you, there was
I
one
got one last year.
Yeah, you
I
had-
got one.
Nobody was supposed to ask, and they
Yeah.
did. They're like, hey, that one's easy.
It was like,
And
I
she-
got called out.
And you had to explain both sides,
Did you?
but you were,
No, oh, well, at the end,
I
the question came up, and I have since found the answer, because I was so mad at myself that I didn't have the answer on town floor. It was how old was the actual boiler? It was about the boilers at the school. How old was the actual building and the boiler that went in, like when did
probably
that start?
Ted who asked
So
the
it was
question.
96, 97. But anyway, and so it was about the useful end of life of that boiler, and, the timing of it, and what the 12,000 was gonna be used for, and of course, the 12,000 is still sitting out there, so maybe I'll get a question about it this year.
I got one. You
But
were on
anyway,
board
so
then
it is knowing
with the,
short and sweet. Yes,
the
both
Volkswagen
sides.
place or the cart place on
Oh.
117?
I don't remember.
What, is it the repair shop?
Oh,
Whatever it is,
there was
There is
an
a-
article to allow people to run a
Right.
auto dealership
Right, right.
business from their
We just
house.
approved, and I
And yeah.
took it, I had, I got kind of.
Yeah, we were out of step with the town. I still
I still
like our
agree.
position, but we were out of step with the town on that one.
They should go to Louisiana, they would be amazed.
But it's understanding that there's gonna be two sides to and explaining both sides succinctly, so that if you get a question.
No, you don't explain
No,
both
explain
sides.
why
No,
we
so you're
voted.
Yeah,
ready,
you
you're ready for
defend-
both sides,
you
but you
defend
defend
the
your
advisory.
choice, or
No,
your
only-
advisory statement.
Only if it's a tie. You explain why we approved it, if we approved it or disapproved it. If you took the article and it said approved, that's your position, is to explain why we approved it, not why some of us disapproved it. Somebody who disapproved it would then
Okay.
explain why we disapproved it, but you wouldn't.
No, forgive me, I guess my point was that
We
in
Maybe I'm
preparing,
misunderstanding.
no, just that in preparing, it's good to have both sides to know who you're speaking to. In other words, you don't know if the person who gets up, they may obviously be for one side or the other, and so you want to recognize their perspective so that you can better answer
Well, you gotta
from
understand the
yours.
whole
Right.
issue, but
The whole
we have to.
Yeah,
we wanna
exactly.
speak-
Yeah.
We wanna speak.
You
the way
speak from the
advisory-
point of, that's right, the vote.
From the article.
Now,
Yep, exactly.
does a situation ever arise where ahead of the meeting, we are given a question by a viewer or maybe somebody that attends a lot of advisory meetings, citizens?
No, we usually,
There are a lot of them.
meeting, there's always some last minute, this time not, but there's always usually some last minute thing that we've always had to vote on town floor and meet there.
That's right, it has often
Normally.
said advisory ruling to be given on floor.
Yeah.
We don't have any of those this time, which is good.
No.
Is there ever a situation where on the floor, we decide to caucus before an opinion is, I mean, I can't
No,
visualize it,
Randy-
but I'm just asking.
You're
Randy and Bob were
posted
like
for a
this.
regular meeting a half hour before
Before.
town meeting.
So, and we get there half out, and anything we discuss or we can ask,
I mean, I wouldn't want to be making stuff up as I go.
Don might have information.
No, I mean, I
You know,
think it's
Turn off the
fair.
hot mics and
And he
say,
might come, that
But you
night,
can
we might
always
find
go and
out
ask
that
somebody.
Those mics
this
don't work.
citizen's petition is pulled. Don would tell us then.
And like with that article, I didn't know the answer and I deferred to Randy.
Yeah.
So it's okay to defer to somebody or kind of look down the line and say, anybody.
Yeah.
Like with your eyes,
Help.
Or they know, they can.
Yeah.
exactly,
You
yeah.
know, especially if it was about numbers and money, man, Randy and Bob were just all over that,
Right.
as you were too.
That's why you're gonna take snow.
Basic.
Yeah.
About.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, so
Because you're gonna be.
we would, yeah, so Ted, but to add more to your question, right? I mean, Stasha, for example, has taken Article 10, right, the mixed use village overlay. I mean, it seems pretty cut and dry, right? But if I were having that, I very well to,
Well, she's not gonna explain every point of it, she's just gonna explain why we thought it was a great idea, because she can always ask some,
this is still.
there's gonna be,
Ask
Jonathan
Jonathan or
Keith
somebody.
or someone in the audience that you can call upon to help you answer that question, and he will probably stand up, because it would be something you wouldn't know every regulation.
Right.
He would, and
Now,
typically that,
actually, let me ask you a question on this though, because you raised a good point. If somebody, we voted to approve it, right? We're
Yeah.
approving that. And we had conversations about that. I thought that the density might be high. And if somebody had made an amendment on the floor, I personally would vote as a member of Bolton to reduce that number. So can I do that and still speak to it respectively for the group? I mean, how do you guys feel about that?
yeah, you can, but
I don't know.
if you wanna speak
Okay.
personally about it, then you have to leave your seat and get in line.
And, right, be a citizen.
Citizen.
So Ted, did you catch that? If you want to speak personally about an article, then you get up
You
and you
get
go
up
to
and
the
go.
podium.
Yeah.
Not gonna have a problem, I don't think.
You go to the microphone line, not
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, right, no,
The
forgive me.
citizen line, the citizen line.
I don't go to the
Push Richard
podium.
out of the
That would
way.
not be good.
All right, any other questions on the warrant?
It wasn't constant.
Now, you guys, I assume we all had a chance to look at the select wasn't in there before.
Yeah.
It's me.
Okay.
Yep. Saying it's
wanna read
not,
that
you know.
Interesting that there's no particular here.
No, no removal.
They don't thank the advisor.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah, particularly
Oh,
the
yes.
advisory committee for the considerable time they spend. Oh,
Okay, good.
yeah, we're there.
All right.
I made sure.
Worthless as it may have been.
Yes, meaningless as it may
So
be.
all of that,
Here it is.
all of it, see?
I don't want to call it here.
There you go.
Yeah, so Thursday night, we were scheduled, but we're not, we're not gonna meet
That's
Thursday.
requested.
We'll meet again next Tuesday.
Okay.
Next Tuesday, I will have the vast majority of that presentation done.
Great.
And, I mean, it's PowerPoint, it's pretty easy to tweak, so I'll have the vast majority of the presentation done. I'll have copies. We can go through it, get rid of slides that we don't feel are needed, change things around, and go from there. And, you know, at that point, I don't know, I'm hoping that just maybe we can cancel an entire week.
Oh, that would be nice.
It would be nice. We'll see. Maybe the
Maybe the
21st.
the second
Oh,
one before
April
the meeting.
vacation.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be,
That would be nice.
it would be.
what, the
21st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
Because
be
right now,
perfect,
right
actually.
now,
That's what I was thinking too.
I know, this messed me up tonight, because
Yeah.
why I should have to ask for one of those is beyond me, and I was just so busy yesterday, I flat out forgot, and I very quickly, all I saw was the email, I didn't see the attachment, so I'm like, oh, it's there. And when I went to go for it today, I'm like, what do I care about, well, expense ledger. But, yeah, so we'll try and, get in a really good spot for the presentation for the 14th, and then we can always finalize everything for the 28th. So,
So just go and get educated on our articles. basically.
Yeah, so I was gonna make a suggestion on that, easy for me to make because I don't have any, right? But it may make sense to have a paragraph, just write up a paragraph on recognizing what was the recommendation, but for us to all be on the same page as to what was the pro and what was the con, right? Why would you vote for it, why would you vote against it? If we voted against it, try to focus on the vote against, but have the vote for, if
In our
that
minds,
tends to, if it suddenly becomes a point of discussion or debate or something, right? But for us to all be sort of synchronized on,
yeah, so,
you understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
I do.
That's what I did with mine last year.
I
Absolutely.
find that with town meeting, when someone gets up and they publicly want to ask a question, they don't usually ask advisory about our recommendation. They usually give their point of view as to why or why not they believe,
Right.
so
Sure.
I bet we get very few questions. We might get something about a dollar or amount, or maybe somebody had a recollection of the boilers before and they'll want to know why they're not done now.
Yeah.
Right? There's another article for a boiler, that kind of thing. But typically, it's a discussion on town floor, and it's all pretty public.
That's
No,
the
I-
moderator's
Yeah.
discretion.
But I'm saying that's a good idea. I like that idea, but, yeah.
no, it's a great idea, it is, but it's gonna translate into more work
Yeah.
to draft up.
Or just even bullet points.
Yeah,
I think we should.
That's what I'm thinking.
In my,
I said a paragraph.
I don't normally
Something.
I do that.
I shouldn't step in. I don't think I'd do that. That's a lot of work, and you get very few questions, and it's not that important that everybody be in line.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're going to be explaining a recommendation, and you only want one side to come out anyways.
Right.
Yeah, maybe the one exception would be the articles where there was a tie, and maybe you want to get straight on those articles, the pros and the cons.
Yeah, I think
But
that's,
on the articles where you made a definite recommendation,
yeah, and,
you're just going to defend the recommendation and
Right,
nothing else. And you shouldn't put a lot of work into this part of it. You get very few questions.
Right, okay.
yeah, the questions, I mean, I thought last year that there were a lot of questions, but to your point, they were really very specific. inside the line items within the budget. It was
Right.
never on the articles.
On the articles, that's right.
But, you know, Randy and Bob were definitely answering. There were some very
They could-
pointed,
they had a
specific
good streak
questions.
To remember.
Yeah,
On the
all
budget.
that stuff.
yeah, on the budget, yes.
On the
The
budget.
budget, you'll get,
Budgetary
the budget, you'll get a fair amount of questions.
Now, and on the, so should we take
Specific,
the ones
yeah.
that we, I'm thinking, were liaison to? Is that how we should divvy those up? I'm thinking like if there's police questions, you know, should I take those?
We'll look at each other. If the question is broached, then we'll just, you know, and
Yeah.
you'll go, oh, I know that answer,
Yeah.
or whatever. You may say it, and so,
Hopefully we all have all the answers.
Yeah, I mean, the bad,
it's okay.
I mean, you three
the
people are
bad, the
gonna
batting
be
order
answers.
is gonna, you're gonna be, it's gonna be us two, and then you're gonna be just on the other side. So, I mean, I'll take the,
You'll be the one answering most of it.
yeah, I'll take the majority of the questions, but that's a great point. If there's something, you know, if something comes up, you know, like a liaison.
I'll lean in and
Absolutely.
give you the,
Well, not only that, he can say what he says, and then you can always add to it and ask to speak to it as well.
Okay.
If you have something to
Yeah.
add that you know would be.
valuable.
Yeah, let's just not pile on, right? I mean, just.
Right.
Oh, no.
Strictly.
Trust me, if I don't have to say a single word, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
Last year was enough for me.
no, I think that's a good point where, because there were plenty of times, you know, the liaison did, you know, prepare and knew what was coming in and help, so I think that's a great point. All right, so that's where we are. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn for the evening.
So,
Mr. Chairman, just a question.
Hmm.
How much under the levy limit are we raising now? Does anyone have that figure?
We did, yeah.
It's,
Is it in your statement or is it not?
no, I don't think it is.
So-
176?
Yeah, yeah.
176, 698.
1,698.
698 under the levy limit.
Which is the
176,698.
one from the snow and ice deficit plus the unused tax levy.
Not that I understand how we got that.
But you're not getting the 100,000 from the,
That's why I keep asking the question. is because I think
Well, so,
It is.
it is 176 below the maximum tax
it is in the
capacity.
statement?
It is, well, it was. So,
yeah.
For the second consecutive year, the budget
Yeah.
presented at town meeting does not
The
use
budget is
property
176,
tax
698
capacity of the
below
town.
the maximum, first floor.
It's in our statement, but it's not in the selectmen's.
No.
No.
first of all,
First bullet and bullet highlights, the budget is $176.
We said that at the,
$176,009.
Look at this, hold on.
Ah!
The rate we're going, well.
No, below the maximum tax capacity. So, David, that's why I keep having this question about that 100,000 is because, that's how it was presented last year. That's how it, you know, it's unused capacity. So it's a conversation to have at another time. I don't
yeah,
need a dead horse,
and
but
as of March 30th, it appears to me it was $108,109, not $100,000, but
where are you?
I'm on,
on the FY15 budget.
March
is
Yeah,
30th.
where are you on that sheet?
I'm under FY15.
Expenditure, other expenditures on the bottom.
Yeah, but you should be on, you should be down here,
Ice.
302,
Down
this number
ice.
here. This is what
Down-
he's
That's for
asking
next year.
The ice.
That's for next year down there, Stasha.
Right, oh, I'm
FY15?
sorry, what were you, I'm sorry, did I get the wrong question?
No, the right 100,000 is the one that Ted has pointed out is now 108,000.
Right here.
That was
Budgeted for
100,000.
2015
Yeah,
was
we really
100.
budgeted 100,000 there. I don't know where the extra
Right.
8,000 came from.
108,000.
well, because
We ended up
came
going
up
over.
short.
Just adds to my
We're
misunderstanding.
coming up short.
All right.
Thank you.
So then should we add 8,000 to the 170?
No, we're done. The die is cast.
It's,
Other questions? All right.
How much should we take out of?
Oh, I move, or so move. You
I mean,
entertain?
our.
second. I'm with you, Ted.
400,000 now, target?
Yes, yeah. All right, so all those in favor of adjourning? Aye.
Sasha, you made the minutes? I mean,
All set, thank you.
He's doing them now. You're just sending them, they're quick and easy, right? You sending them to Linda?
Yep.
What, signed articles and, okay, let me know if you need anything.
No minutes or anything?